Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For today's video, as promised, we are going to compare in depth the camera of the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Lite and the Samsung Galaxy Note 5. We'll look into how it renders depth of field, we'll look into how they render color, image quality, basically how sharp they can get a certain photo and how much detail goes into the photo, how it renders noise in low lit situations, how it does in artificial lighting and natural lighting. So number one, you see megapixels. The Note 10 Lite has a 12 megapixel triple camera and the Note 5 has a 16 megapixel camera. So that means that the Note 5 produces a bigger photo than the Note 10 Lite. For me, 12 megapixels is enough, especially for social media and even YouTube, but that's only for the main camera. The selfie camera of the Note 5 is only 5 megapixels, while the Note 10 Lite has a 32 megapixel camera. It takes good portraits. It's better for self-shooting and vlogging. Aperture! The lower your aperture number is, the less things are in focus but more light comes in. The higher your aperture number is, the more things are in focus, less light comes in. You can't really control aperture when it comes to smartphones. 1.7 for the Note 10 Lite and 1.9 for the Note 5. So what that means is that more light gets into the Note 10 Lite than the Note 5. But it also means that there are more things in focus for the Note 5. So for the other two cameras at the back of the Note 10 Lite, telephoto lens, which is 2.4, ultra-wide, which is 2.2, and aperture. I think it would do well with low light given their apertures. Those are pretty good values to work with. For the selfie cameras, the Note 10 Lite has a selfie camera with an aperture of 2.2 and the Note 5 has a 1.9 aperture for the selfie camera. So last, you have your focal length. How do I explain focal length? Focal length dictates your field of view. The lower the number of your focal length, the wider it is. The more things are in frame and the more distortion you will get the closer you get to the camera. The Note 10 Lite's main wide camera is 27mm while the Note 5 has a 28mm focal length. So that's not too big, is it? The telephoto lens of the Note 10 Lite is 52mm. That's a very big jump. The Note 10 Lite's ultra-wide camera, on the other hand, is 12mm. That's very wide. This is what it looks like compared to the main cam. So you guys can see, very different. The Note 5 has a selfie camera with a focal length of 22mm, while the Note 10 Lite has a selfie camera with a focal length of 25mm. So let's move on to video. These phones can actually shoot 4K. The Note 10 Lite can shoot 4K in 30 and 60 frames per second, while the Note 5 can only shoot until 30 frames per second. And the Note 10 Lite and the Note 5 can both shoot 1080p at 30 to 60 frames per second. For the selfie cameras, the Note 10 Lite can shoot 4K at 30 to 60 frames per second, while the Note 5 can shoot 1080p at 30 frames per second. So that's a very big jump in terms of video quality. We're going to go pro mode. The ISO of the Note 5 can go for as low as 50 and as high as 800. So what ISO is basically fake light or light sensitivity. So the higher the number is, the more light gets in, but the more noise it produces. I don't really like the fact that its ISO is only until 800 because I do go beyond 800, especially in low light situations, which I happen to be taking photos in a lot. So for the Note 10 Lite, it can go from 50 to 3200. So that's a good ISO range. I actually keep most of my photos within that range. Shutter speed. For the Note 5, the shutter speeds can go as low as 10 seconds and as fast as 1 over 24,000. That's very fast. For the Note 10 Lite, it's essentially the same. It's 10 seconds to 1 over 24,000 of a second. You can also control your white balance from both Pro modes of the phone. They have filters here, and the biggest difference I see is that you can customize your temperature, tint, contrast, saturation, highlights, and shadow with the Note 10 Lite. The Note 5 has filters instead of a slider. So I don't know how you edit photos, but for me, I just keep these things really in normal, and then I post-process in Lightroom. If you haven't subscribed yet, please take this time to subscribe now and hit that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I post videos. Okay, blind test time! I just shot these handheld because that's normally how you would shoot it anyway. So the first thing we are comparing is depth of field, how they render the background, how clear or how creamy is the background. Does it look fake? Does it look like it was photoshopped? How well does it do in artificial lighting, and how well does it translate color? Let's see how these phones render noise. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I help you in any way, the Note 5, which is a phone from back in 2015, can still manage to get quality photos. This is just me again reminding you to be more purposeful and more thoughtful of your purchases. So only buy what you need, what brings you joy, and whatever is within your means. So if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys next time.